In every group, there are always 2 winners and 2 losers. We've already found out one of our winners, but we're going to find out our first loser as well. skyhigH faces off against Classic in a TVP where Classic is highly favored.
Very, very highly favored. I have to say, so incredibly highly favored at this point. We didn't see too much from skyhigH in his first match. A bit underwhelming, I gotta say. And I feel like that was one of his better matchups. Yeah. This is going to be a whole new level of pain for him. And Classic, very, very experienced TVP of recent times, has played a lot against it.
He also prepared for Flash specifically. You always prepare a lot for, first of all, your first opponent in a group, and then you prepare for the opponent of race that you're going to face the most likely.
Yeah.
And so for Classic, obviously the matchup he's prepared the most for is probably PVT. So going into this, I think he's got a bit of an edge here. On top of that, he looks to be in much better form than skyhigH right now.
Yep, I completely agree. First map going to be Catalina, and I kind of definitely favor this map for Classic as well. Blinkstalk is going to do a lot of work on this map, and I'm sure Classic's going to make good use of that.
Yeah, I think there's a very high chance of that Moonblade. All right, let's go into game number 1, losers match for Group C here in HOT6 Cup 2014.
Yeah,
barely got that one out there. All right, to the bottom right, the darkest horse.
CJ and Tooth, skyhigH.
The true underdog.
Darker than Bad Horse, man.
Has a lot to prove. We haven't seen him in a very long time.
The top right in teal.
SK Telecom T1 Classic.
A champion, but always hungering for more.
Wants to get back to BlizzCon, and the road begins here.
It certainly does. The fastest way you can get points for 2015 WCS. Never been able to get points before. Don't be shy back there behind the sign. Cute girls can like StarCraft too. Gas first.
Ooh, aggressive style.
I love that skyhigH accepts that he's one of the weaker players in the group and just plays around that.
Let's not just judge him for this build. I mean, he could just be doing this build because he wants to be super aggressive. We've seen TY do this yesterday, I believe, as well. Let's not judge him too harshly, Wolf.
All right. Well, Classic did beat him in the old Pro League, the first Pro League for StarCraft 2 that wasn't a hybrid league, which people don't like to talk about that tournament. But anyways, that was a long time ago. CJ and STX, a team that no longer exists.
Yeah. And you know what? I kind of like this gas first build for this map. I can see a lot of aggression on this map. It is good for drops. There's a lot of ledges, a lot of trickery that can happen. And we did see 2 early gases from Classic as well, so it looks like he's going to go into going into some kind of tech.
I'll tell you my opinion on the build, and why I say I feel like he does it because he feels behind. I feel like it's a really risky and I would almost use the G word. I would almost call this build gimmicky. I find that when it was first being used, a lot of players had success with it. And then for a while, the only players having success with it was TY. And now TY isn't even having that much success with it anymore.
Well, he did come out of his group in first place.
Well, he got to that winner's match yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't...
Actually, we're going to see a very early scout from this.
Yeah, I mean, when you see this build early, too, it's like, as a pro, okay, get either cannons on my mineral line or get observer out, I'm fine. And now you're so far behind in every way. Your army is weak, your economy is weak. And if you get away with it, you get ahead and you feel great. But when it doesn't work, you feel like you're walking on eggshells for the rest of the game.
Yeah. I mean, it has to do damage. It's no doubt about that. It's one of those builds that has to do damage. Otherwise, they will be behind. Same sort of thing as like a DT opening from Protoss. If they don't get anything done, they're naturally behind, and it's completely acceptable. And I mean, we did see this build from skyhigH also do very, very well against the Stargate opening because you get that early Widow Mine out to defend. And maybe he's thinking Classic will actually go for a Stargate sort of opening here.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what's probably going through his mind, right? Because he's not just taking this risk just to take it because he feels like, well, hopefully I can get him off guard because I'm weaker than him. But I think that's both of these things definitely factor into his mind. And gets that one Widow Mine out early on. Ooh. Wanted to deny that, but the Widow Mine is spotted here, and actually now it's a bit out of position.
Yeah, imagine if it was like above the CC, it would be killing the Mothership core right now. It would be funny if he's trying to like lead it to the Widow Mine or something.
Stalker's near too, man. This is just like so much damage that's going to be done.
This is actually a lot of damage here.
I actually think if he targeted better, well, he might have been able to kill that Widow Mine, but there's Marines nearby, so.
Well, he can just kind of like move.
You can just ignore it, yeah, and just avoid it.
Yeah, this is actually an incredible amount of damage going down
You
here.
can recall in just a second, too, as soon as he kills that Marine. Get out.
Does he want
He's not doing that. Maybe he wants the Widow Mine to hit those SCVs. Nope.
That would be the dream, actually.
He definitely should have left. He still can.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a recall would have been a bit better, but that means you lose one photon overcharge early on, which is also can be a bit of an issue here, especially against a drop that's going to be Widow Mines or Hellions.
You want to have the most energy possible so that you can just really split up the Mothership Core. The Mothership Core's not at home, it doesn't matter at all anyways, right? Like, he's got to get back there.
Yeah. Well, he's on his way back, and we see him. He's not recalling. He wants to save as much energy as he can. And we're going to have a quick look at what he has at home.
That Phoenix is going to be so critical here because you can actually deal with this with just one more gateway unit, and then the Phoenix is going to help out
These
so
Hellions
much.
can do a lot of work. Oh, great pickup here.
Just picks up the,
So important.
the heavy health Hellion, picks off the weaker one. Marines can get picked off here by pros, but you know what? This is just barely not enough Protoss to do this right away. And now he's going to be able to shut this drop down with the Phoenix. Second drop coming in here is such a liability because of the Phoenixes.
Look at that block.
Look at that Stalker micro.
And we have seen Classic go Phoenix quite often in the past, and I think it's a great unit choice considering how aggressive skyhigh's opening is. If you get Phoenix on the map, you shut down drops, you can pick up Widow Mines before they plant, pick up Hellions as we just saw. I really, really like it.
Let's assess the situation now. The army of skyhigh is terrible, it's weak. Can't pressure on the ground ever again. He can only use drops. And he's got to be careful about that because of these Phoenixes. Back at home, he's down 9 Harvesters, and his CC's not even halfway done yet. Yeah. So he better do something with this drop, or he's going to find himself behind for the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, thankfully for him, Phoenix are completely out of position here, so these mines could actually go down for free.
Yep. And wants to lift it. Misses. Lifts his own probe instead. Wow, that's what he needed.
5 hits.
Another Widow Mine drops as well. Oopsie daisy, man.
It's one more, but I mean, I'm pretty sure these mines are going to reset before, oh, maybe not before the cannon finishes. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very, very close here.
That's exactly what he needed, though.
Yeah, he needed some catch-up damage, and that's exactly what he got.
Well, I think Classic expected them to continue the drop considering Phoenixes. I wouldn't have either, but, you know, taking risks pays off sometimes.
Udez wins.
Oh, God, that's so close.
It's going to get one. Maybe.
That
no, not even one.
He's going to get, like, a bunch of probes here.
Wow, this one's going to get a hit. Oh, yes.
I don't know why he didn't.
That was 5 more probes.
I can't believe he actually let that happen.
Oh,
that's
that was
embarrassingly bad. Like,
he was just really expecting it to kill it before it shot. Damn, that's a lot of damage. That puts him right back into the game.
Yeah, he's ahead now. He's got stem combat shields on the way.
Well, let's not say he's ahead. He's still behind in like 6 workers, funnily enough. But
yeah, let's see how much damage these Phoenixes do, because frankly, it looks like they're going to do more than even I expected. He's got no turret up. I don't know if he even has an eBay. It's just barely done.
Oh, you cancel.
Actually, no, it's not even done. Wow. Well, no more energy on these Phoenixes.
I love seeing Phoenixes against Terran. You know, it's just something about it just makes me happy because us Zergs have to deal with it all the time. You know, and it does a lot of damage as well. And picking off mules like that, that's so much money lost.
I haven't spoken too soon, just considering the probe count where it's at right now, 43 now to 28. Even with losing all those probes, he lost 12 probes, and he's just still constantly making them. It's like he doesn't even care.
Armor almost finished as well, which is going to very, very help out against any sort of bio timing. Zealot's going to do a lot of work. Charge as well. So I think we're going to see some of that Archon Zealot timing. Oh, and look at this.
God,
oh, Phoenixes. I love it. Completely shutting down any aggression whatsoever. Complete hard counter to this build as far as I'm concerned.
5 gates here are going to give him plenty of units to make to defend anything and also to counterattack. He's going to have charge to line up with this. He's going to start +2 armor probably immediately as well. And that actually leads into some really nice aggressive attacks you can do with Charge Zealot Archon with +2 armor.
Don't have charge. Completely zones out at all. 10
ship core from earlier.
Worker lead. Yeah.
Well, 2 Widow Mines here, maybe going to go for a drop. But I mean, again, this is one of those things I would never do as a Terran because it's so risky. And actually, he's just going to lose it, it looks like. Oh!
Looking for it.
So lucky.
Wow.
But I mean, I would never want to do this, and as Classic, I would never expect this either. Why would he drop Widow Mines when I have cannons and I've got Phoenixes on the map? Let's see how much damage they get done. Meanwhile, Phoenix is over here Just doing so much work. Because again, he doesn't expect the drop to be out that he needs to worry about. He's just coming in here knowing that there are units in the middle of the map because he saw that with his own eyes. And he knows there's no units at home. He can maybe pick off Marines that spawn here if he has any energy.
Yeah. Well, there's certainly no way these bio are going to get anything done. Not with almost charge lots on the way with +1 armor. And here we go. The Widow Mines can actually find a way in here.
Yeah, right side of the range of that cannon.
Going to get maybe 2 probes here.
Ooh. Oh, a big run by here, though. And
hang on
Classic wasn't paying attention.
This is really awkward because it's on the ramp as well.
Doesn't have a time warp to catch these units. Good stims and kites back. Taking a very rough situation here, and skyhigH trying to make the best of it. No concussive shells, and here come those Phoenixes. This is going to be nasty.
There's simply no way he can escape now. There goes the entire bio army. Nothing he can do about this. Templar Archives is finished. Archons will be on the way.
He killed, looks like 4 more probes, but worker count still in Classic's favor. He's got a solid army. Here come those Archons for that charge zealot +2 armor attack I was talking about. There's never going to be a third base for skyhigH as far as if Classic wants to deny it. If he just wants to move out on the map, say no.
skyhigH, though, getting prepared, making that SimCity, getting that block up.
I don't think Classic will commit to an attack up the ramp, but he will just make sure there's no third CC. If a bunch of units come into the main, for example, to deny something like this or a War Prism drop, maybe then he'll attack the natural, but otherwise he can just sit back, take his own third base for free, and always make sure that there's no third base for Sky. With the army he has, he can deny that easily anytime he wants.
Yeah.
skyhigH is going to have to do something magical to come back in this game.
Well, looking at what he has, I don't know what it's going to be. Yeah, but I think he's going to have to just go for a third CC and play it a bit later here because I don't see him getting anything done with any sort of aggression here.
No SCV pull is going to work at this timing. There's too many Archons on the map. Zealots to tank as well. His Bioforce is too small. His Widow Mines are nice, and he's been able to have a little bit of success with that. That's the only thing that's really been going for him this game. But Warp Prism drop now dropping into the main. He's not going to be expecting this. There's a ton of gateways to back this up as well.
And look at this. He's completely out of position here. He's going up north here. He thinks that maybe the mid base here is going to be the third, but it's actually going to be the farther away one here. And 6 Zealots going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, he's not paying attention to his Bioforce over here. Now it's getting caught.
Oh, a lot of Widow Mine hits, but not getting too much damage done.
Just trying to trap these Marauders because he knows he's got the Medivacs in the bag. As soon as the Bio Army is gone, he can just chase those forever. More and more Bio going down here. Zealots still haven't been dealt with.
He's dying to this Warp Prism here.
Yeah. All the Widow Mines get picked off as well. He's now 40 supply down. Warp Prism may actually just kill him. Now Classic can counterattack across the map.
Ooh.
Killing that reactor, meaning less Medivacs. Killing that other reactor, which means less Widow Mines. Could really just lift out with those Zealots and join them up with his main army.
Yeah, he probably should at this point. It looks like he will, unless the Marines kill it. Nope.
That was really well controlled. Third base up.
Yeah.
Saturating.
Jinx. Yeah, and 29 workers up for the Protoss as well.
Plus, look at that. Look at his bank. He can make Archons. He can research Storm if he hasn't already. I don't think he has, but he should.
He could just go into Colossi as well if he just wanted to be mean. Like, he could just, like, you know, I'll just make the perfect late game.
Almost. Like, I mean, he's not quite that ahead.
No, Wolf.
He's not quite that ahead, but
not until Legacy of the Void.
We're waiting.
+2 armor, +1 attack.
He's got that armor upgrade ahead. And I believe he's researching the others as well right now. I'll have to wait and see until we get that production tab back up here. But the army of skyhigH is weak. Like, you look at it and you think, well, he's up 8 army supply, but his army just...
He's going up this way again, too, which is pretty interesting considering the third base is the other way.
I don't think he's seen it. I don't think he even knows.
That's like the anything I can kind of gather from this movement of army, or he's just going to go for a big drop.
It's scouted, though. Classic needs to go right back to the main.
This Phoenix going to be waiting for it as well. And he just, I think he might have noticed the observer and like, oh, well. Man, this is just not going well at all.
Keeps scanning. Okay, yeah, this time he's going to barely get that observer.
He finally gets it here.
The army size is misleading, the top right. The cost and the composition that Classic has will destroy this army in a straight-up fight. Of course, the Widow Mines are scary.
They help out
against the Archons, but...
And this is a pretty good position for skyhigH. He's going to kind of zone out the army with the Widow Mines.
This is nice, because now he has to go through the Widow Mines to actually fight this army, and he seems a bit reluctant. This is the problem with no Colossi. With this style, you know, you have a tough time against Bio Widow Mine.
Wow, this is kind of weird, actually. He lost the natural nexus here. skyhigH going to make a move, but he's going to be a one-way trip at this point, unless he gets rid of every Phoenix.
Which I don't think he's going to be able to do.
No.
Big Warpins here. And yeah, he kills the natural, but at the cost of his entire army. And even with that perfect comp and that perfect position on the Widow Mines, it just doesn't matter. Classic can remake his Nexus. He has 900 mils in the bank. In fact, I think Classic is not spending his money as well as he should be. He's always got like so many more minerals than he's actually spending.
Yeah, he's got a lot of gas. This is one thing that I've noticed, that he could be making more Archons.
Why not get Storm at this point,
Storm and Colossi would be definitely on the list of things to get.
I'd be leaning towards Colossi, in fact. Okay, finally he's getting those, because Widow Mines are so annoying to deal with at this high count without Colossi, because you have to kind of go, do I really want to spend all the time to trigger them by Zealots one by one? That takes too much time when he's killing your natural and he's going towards your main base. You kind of just have to run into them, which sucks. So the Colossus here is going to give him a lot more flexibility against that in particular. He's got so many Archons already. Yeah. And these Widow Mines not even getting the burrow.
And I mean, look, +3 armor is about to finish as well. This army is going to be so difficult to kill. I think we got, what, 1-1 Terran at the moment?
1-1 Terran, +2 attack on the way down as well. And no third base.
I might have suggested skyhigh would go for like an SCV pull at some point here, but I just don't think he ever found a window.
By the time he could have done something like that, there were already 3 Archons out on the map. That makes it so much tougher, even with Widow Mines.
But it's only getting grosser from here. I mean,
it's getting worse and worse every second. Classic is just really playing super safe and defensively. That's why this game continues, and Sky is trying to claw his way back into it, but he's struggling to find any windows. He's barely missing the Phoenixes here, luckily for him, so he's going to get in here, but there's already Zealots to greet him, and we're just going to see that army come in and catch this. He actually probably is going to have to lift up pretty soon, but there's Phoenixes waiting, so it might be another one of those one-way trips.
He's going to try and focus down on the Phoenix before anything can be done. He's going to try and get out of here. Ooh, he's going to lose one medivac full of stuff, and he should be right with the rest, but yeah, simply just not enough damage. Down 60 supply. I don't know, man. He's behind in composition here. He should have Ghost with his army as well, because he is fighting against Mass, Zealot, and Archon.
He is still fighting, but he's like a man fighting with one hand tied behind his back right now. His army is weaker. His upgrades are weaker. His economy is weaker. He's just trying to find openings, and every time he tries, he fails and loses more and more army, and Classic gets more and more ahead. Classic just has to decide when to move across the map and kill him at this point, and it looks like maybe he's decided now's the time. Pushing through here with 8 Archons. Those 8 Archons alone cost almost more than all the bio that he's got on the ground combined.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. GG.
Very one-sided game there. Nice try with the aggression from skyhigh, but great reactions from Classic, going into Phoenix and shutting down everything else that came his way. The only real damage came from the Widow Mine drop early on, and that was more of a mistake from Classic than skyhigh achieving damage.
Yeah. Well, if I'm Sky right now, I'm not feeling comfortable.
No, he doesn't want to go out of this group 0-4, that's for sure.
Dude, I don't know what map I want to say he should pick. Like, I want to lean towards Nimbus, but at the same time, like, he already lost.
I think it's either going to be Merry-Go-Round or Nimbus. I think it has to be either or. He needs a decent map.
I wonder how good he is at SCV pulls. That'd be the only other thing I'd consider is Overgrowth, but because like, I mean, considering his position right now, it wouldn't put it past him, but King Sejong would have never imagined him to pick this map in a million years.
That's kind of gross. I think he just wants to get out of here, man. I don't know about this against Classic.
This is the only map I would have said he will not pick.
Yeah. Well, maybe he has a plan that we don't know about. That's the only thing I can gather from this.
Maybe he's just really comfortable build or something like TY does. I don't know.
It's just sometimes the player preference. Like maybe they're like, you know what, I really enjoy playing this map, and everyone else is like, really? Why? Like this is actually horrible. But like, no, you know what, I can handle it.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see exactly what skyhigh's got planned there.
That was like life, man. He really liked to pick maps that you just didn't really see against Protosses all the time back in the day. You'd be like, what? Why aren't you picking the Zerg map?
It doesn't matter because he's gonna 9-full or something. Like.
All right, guys, this could be skyhigh's last chance here on King Sejong Station. To the top left, I said it before, I'll say it again, the darkest horse in this tournament.
CJ2's skyhigh.
Relatively unknown player in Starcraft 2. Quite a history in Brood War, but that all gets thrown out the window here. A Terran in Brood War, in fact, this guy to the bottom right.
SK Telecom T1 Classic.
Looking very strong.
Love his yellow keyboard.
Yeah, that looks cool.
This map I also feel is not as bad. I really personally have a... Oh, that's a great representation of Classic right there. Look at all these.
The chin toss.
Wow.
Is that what they call him? I can't. Yeah. All right.
Stats was the original
just-
chin toss, if I'm getting my chin toss history correct, but he had corrective surgery, so. Seriously. And
He was sick of that, that nickname.
he ended up becoming normal. So anyways, what I was going to say is I really don't like that build, but I like it a little bit more on this map. In fact, I feel like there's a lot more potential for damage here. Looks like he's just going to do a Reaper opening.
Yeah, it does look like a Reaper opening, that's for sure.
Classic is going to go and find out because he wants to know. Because I think Widow Mine drops on this map are cool because you can hit the natural really easily. The medevac distance, the air distance to the natural is really fast. So you can bounce between the natural and the main. You can do Hellion run-bys. I like drop play on Alpha Gas first on this map so much more.
Yeah, usually Terran on this map are a little bit more uncomfortable against Protoss as well because this is generally just a Protoss map. It's so comfortable for them to get 3 bases and defend fairly easily. But well, we'll wait and see what skyhigH is playing. I feel like he must be more comfortable on this map, or he must have a reason why he'd rather play on this map than, I don't know, merry-go-round or Nimbus.
Without a factory, I just don't see any stylistic, or rather build choice that you could take. Stylistically, that one way or the other, maybe he's got something planned, but I don't see a build where I go, oh, he picked the map to do the build because we've already moved past the factory. He's already getting a Reaper. Looks like he's going to drop this Command Center down and get a Reactor, just like every Terran every time would play on this map when the Protoss player picks it against them. A weird pick, but I guess we move beyond that now and see how he plays it.
Yeah. It's not the worst map in the world.
Yeah, it's certainly not. That much is for sure.
Very standard opening for both. 1 Rax. Expand. 1 gate expand. 1 gas. 2nd gas being added now, so we're going to play very standard openings here. Nothing crazy. We get to see skyhigH go for that macro sort of style. Oh, hang on a second.
Here's a fact. Okay, so it's a late fact, but let's see what he gets done with it.
It is late.
You could see like a big Marine drop with some Hellions. Sometimes you see just Reactor and Marines come out with a Hellion follow-up on this map, and then with that you could do a lot of damage. You either decide to drop the Marines in the main and do Hellion run-bys, or you do a Marine attack at the natural, then drop Hellions in the main base. Usually it's with the Hellions running by because they're just faster units than Marines.
Yeah, well, you can't run by with Marines. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. You just got to put that, direct pressure on. We've seen it both ways before, and we've seen kind of switch-arounds, but...
Looking for proxies here. Scared of that Starport. Stargate. But it's going to be Twilight Council, so we're going to see that blink opening, I believe.
Yeah. It's arguably the best build PvT on this map.
I would
just
say
ask Hero, man.
I would say it's 100% the best build on this map. Unless you're going to go for a proxy Stargate. That's the only other choice I would take on this map because of the air distance.
And it looks like it's going to be Widow Mines for the drop here for skyhigH, not Hellions. And
ooh, he's going to get a perfect scout off here. The probes. Oh, the probes stop him. The probes, that was his one chance. The probes had to stop him, and they do. So a bit of a mistake there from skyhigH. Should have gone around the mineral patch, not through them.
He actually doesn't start Blink yet. Is he going to go for Dark Shrine?
Yeah.
Did he forget Blink? You want to get Blink first.
Well,
he's not getting it, actually. It's starting to concern me.
It's a lot of gas.
There it is.
Yeah.
Very late. Sometimes in PvP you see Blink after the gates because you want to get Stalker pressure on first and pressure a lot before you do the Blink. But in this matchup, I think it's definitely better to get that Blink first.
Yeah, well, you want the timing to line up with the Warp Gate finish as well.
Yeah.
So it all makes kind of sense, but at the same time, you want to get that Blink on the map. You want to be able to counterattack, which I believe that's exactly what it's going to be about here, as we see that Robo facility being added as well.
The Robo facility is going to give him some flexibility against Widow Mine. Is he just expecting Oracles here?
I think he is expecting Oracles.
I don't understand or like this build that much.
Oh, man, you're just not a fan of skyhigH, I think, man. Like, I don't know, like...
Well, I really want to like him, but I don't understand this build. It goes against everything we know to be standard.
It's an interesting style, yeah.
And it doesn't. It's like it's just not working. This Marine move out is too slow. Okay, so he's going to do drop. I take back what I said.
No, I mean, he's going to apply pressure at the front here. He's going to try and force units out of the main, then drop in Widow Mines behind, but it is so delayed because of the build order he went to.
Yeah, he went for Reapers.
That there's already an Observer going to be out by the time it gets here, and he takes a 3rd base at the same time, which is cool, but we'll wait and see if it's actually going to get anything done.
Let's see how this does, because this is way more Marines than you'd normally expect because he did do this with the Reactor. And here comes that medevac. Nexus Cannon's going to easily deny this, though. That's the problem.
Oh,
And now,
warp in, but 3 Widow Mines
let's
here.
see how many Stalkers he kills. 2 and a probe.
3 probes, actually.
3 probes in total.
All right, for 3 Widow Mines.
I think one of those probes was killed by the Marines, too, earlier.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think you're right here. I mean, it wasn't the worst drop because he got rid of 2 Stalkers as well, but still, that's a big commitment for his build order here. And he's not going to have much of a follow-up here, and Blink Stalkers could very well kill him if Classic realizes how greedy he actually is being.
Well, the Stalkers can definitely do a lot of damage to this CC.
Ooh.
Oh, this is still active, the Nexus Cannon. No Observer nearby, though.
He might have just refreshed it as well. And, ooh, I like this actually. Great
This
drop
is
into the
great.
main.
This really hurts because Classic is away on the map, and he knows this.
But, I mean, Classic could also just kill at this point. If he gets rid of this Widow Mine, there's really nothing that's going to stop these Blink Stalkers.
Yep. A few Marines get into that bunker. I think he's going to hold for now, but he's going to lose a lot of SCVs for it. And a lot of mining time being lost here for Classic. In both bases, he lost mining time. Another drop comes in here.
Ooh, I'm starting to like this a lot, actually.
I like this position for skyhigh a lot. Wonky style here, but it's starting to work out. Almost gets another Stalker there. More medevacs coming here for a little bit more support.
Oh, he gets that very, very important pylon. While it's still happening, though, Classic is up at the 3rd base of skyhigh.
I don't know if that base finished, did it? Okay,
Yeah,
so he can
finished.
save it.
Well, maybe. These Stalkers are going to do a sick amount of damage to it.
Nice kill on that mothership core.
Ooh.
I think that CC should escape, but meanwhile, Stalker's having to blink perfectly here in order to escape the wrath of the Marines.
Yeah, there's enough medivacs to really keep the Marines up for a very long time here. Oh, and now he's going to trade probes.
Oh,
to
needs to
Marines.
repair the CC!
Oh, that's very important.
Good snipe there.
Getting something out of this, but man, is Classic behind at this point. 30 supply down, and his
Awesome.
Marines have done so much damage at this point.
So many probes, and that Widow Mine is still active here. I don't think he sees it. He should go over it. Go over it.
3 medivacs. Just keep these guys alive forever.
He's not done yet. He's actually going to try to kill this pylon.
Get that pylon again. Oh, and there's one
There's
Widow Mine.
no mining going on at that base at all.
Yeah, Classic's actually in
Classic's
shambles.
multitasking is falling apart here.
He was not expecting this much counterattack and this many drops. I mean,
Well, it just didn't work out for his move out. He thought the drops would end.
yeah.
And this is where the success comes in here. You know, I was critical of the build, but the execution was much better than I would have ever anticipated. He did this very well.
I actually kind of feel like we could have seen Classic use his Stalkers that were at the natural just a little bit better if he got to the production line, because there was only 1 Marine in the bunker and a lot of SCVs. If he had actually gone up the ramp there, he could have probably done a lot more damage.
What I feel, too, also is if he had just kept his Stalkers at home and defended and then went for a counterattack, it could have done a lot of damage to the 3rd base. But neither here nor there now. He's almost, he's 40 supply down here. 15 Harvesters down. His army is very weak. He went Robo Bay, which was very expensive, and then he hasn't made a single Colossus because he can't afford it. He lost his Mothership Core, which made this all a lot harder to defend. Things just started to snowball out of control in his base, and he just could not keep up.
Yeah, and we only really had Stim start just recently as well. That's how much aggression was going on, and all those Marines were just completely unupgraded. Just so many medivacs supporting them. So Stalkers didn't really have much of a chance.
This is like a scary concept. It's almost as if he did this build because he expected Blink and he expected his opponent to move across the map and just kept counterattacking.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot more sense when you think about it that way.
And there should be enough Marines to clean up these Stalkers, and once again, the natural cannot mine. So Zell Warpin will clean this up.
Yeah, he needs to be careful not to go, overcommit to this, but he might get that Nexus eventually. It's not so slow as I thought. There's just no stim on these units, so that's a problem.
He might as well pick up the Widow Mines as well, but too late now.
Oh, gets one kill.
Nice.
Definitely worth it. Widow Mine less expensive than a Stalker.
And another 3rd base has been made, going to the 3rd now. Up 50 supply is skyhigh. He's playing a much better game this game. It seems like he's much more comfortable in a macro game.
Yeah.
In a real macro game.
Just when he gets this much tempo, it's so hard for Pross to respond. Especially when Pross has spent so much money on that Robotech that hasn't been useful. The Bay. He hasn't been able to make a single Colossus yet. It's just sitting there doing nothing for him.
Yeah, well,
he's trying to get his forge upgrades out. As soon as Stim is done, I think this is a done game.
yeah, I'm starting to think so. Right? Only Blink Stalkers are there to kind of defend against this many Marauders. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Combat shields are done too.
He doesn't even need Stim. But here we go. There is Stim, and we're going to see GG.
skyhigh.
skyhigh. with his
third game.
First win of today. Looking pretty good, actually. Very, very impressive. He had a plan for King Sejong, and that was it.
Yeah. You know, I just thought it was going to be a pressure and he was going to transition, but no. He actually kept on the aggression. He kept attacking.
Very high aggression.
Classic did not expect that either, and that's why it worked.
Yeah. Very nicely done that from skyhigH. No, I'm very impressed here.
Yeah. That was a cool build. Classic just got to get himself back into it. Sometimes you see games of Classic where he gets mentally affected. I said this in his game against Flash. I was like, he sometimes gets really mentally affected by these games. You could see it in his face. Like, that is tilting him. And I remember, you know, you just see in his face when he starts to lose a game too. You remember the game on Outboxer versus Pyong that he played where he like didn't scout the mech and then he was just like, oh god, like another CJ player that took him out, another CJ Terran.
Yeah,
you just see how frustrated he gets by these little things.
Yeah. Overgrowth's going to be the next map, so a lot less shenanigans on this map, I guess. A lot less dropping, a lot less angles to get in there and do exactly the same style that skyhigH did that game. So Classic should be a little bit more comfortable on this map, but I'm sure he was feeling even more comfortable on King Sejong.
Yeah, oh for sure. Well, two-player map means SCB pulls could be strong. We haven't seen anything like that yet from skyhigH, obviously, yet in this series because our games have been a bit strange. You know, let's see what he's got planned. Let's see what he's got in store here. He's been loving his early drops so far. Winner of this moves on to the finals match. The loser is out of this tournament. To the top right, the underdog.
CJ and 2's skyhigH.
Was that like his first televised win ever?
It's a good question.
I think it might be. Well, in StarCraft 2.
Right. But down the bottom left, by the way, in blue.
SK Telecom T1 Classic.
I'm trying to think back here. I mean, maybe
those Code 8 games I'm trying to remember.
That was so long ago.
I feel like he didn't win. Well, he definitely didn't win either of the series because it's round 48. I don't remember if he won sets or not, and I don't remember his opponents. That was a long time ago, and got to this. I think 2014 has been the year we've had the most StarCraft in all StarCraft
It has
history.
been a great year for StarCraft.
And I mean, I'm including this in like Brood War days as well. There was never that much StarCraft. There was only Korean StarCraft really going on back then, and like WCG. I mean, we're talking like the most StarCraft ever was 2014, man. Like tournament every weekend, sometimes more than one, and 3 seasons of GSL, Pro League. And next year is going to be even bigger.
Yeah, just non-stop. StarCraft train is still rolling.
Still chugging along.
Reaper opening for skyhigH. Once you get that scouting in early.
Yeah. And we're going to see.
I wonder if we're going to see the same build.
You know.
We can, because it was a Reaper opening last game.
We can. I just don't think it's as good on this map.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good on this map. I completely agree with you
There's
there.
not as much dead air space around the main base where you can just kind of escape the medevac, then come back in, then escape, then come back in, reinforce. It's a little bit more predictable. The medevac location's a lot easier to defend. Main base is much easily defended on this map from drops like that, especially delayed drops like what we saw last game.
Yeah, very, very similar build from Classic as well. Same sort of style. Only 1 gas.
Keeps 3 in gas, pulls 1 out. We see a lot of players pull 2 out really early, immediately after the Reaper. So the Observer was highlighting that, wondering, you know, as we are, maybe is he going to do a factory again? But no, now he pulls all out, mining literally enough. Different, it's a stylistic choice. You can pull 2 out early and leave 1 in longer, or you can leave 2 in longer, then pull all out. It's really up to you as to how you want to do it to get the CC out. But
CC then reactor, yeah.
All you need is 100 gas, though, so that you can get the Reaper in the reactor.
Nice blocking here. Ooh. Bit of delay there. Saved up an extra 75 minerals before you get that Nexus down, so minor damage there a little early on.
Could you imagine being that SCB? Just being like, oh god, they're trying to kill me, but I can stand there for a second, dodge, and if they hit me one more time, I'm dead.
It'd be like the weirdest commands ever. Like, the general's telling you to run around in a circle, and you're like, what? Why?
There's
like,
2 of them, General! There's 2 of those things, and they reach out shields. I need a mule call down. Can you send me a mule?
Yeah, it just doesn't. It'd be a weird situation, I'm sure. But he did what he had to do, and he gets out alive for it.
God, stories to tell his grandkids, man.
Oh, see, nice SimCity from Classic. I love this kind of building layout here. Completely deflects the Reaper from getting in and seeing exactly what's going on here.
Yep, he
Robo.
SOS and Hero loving that. There's that Robo.
Robotech.
Don't think we're going to be seeing aggression this time.
Doesn't look like it. Not with the Robo this early, though. We did see Immortals in the last match Classic had.
I think it's a read, actually. I think he's like, you keep doing these weird Widowmine things. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna have observers
well,
early.
hey, that is probably the perfect response to it then. It's either that or Phoenix, as we saw in the first game.
I think it's just a stylistic read, and I think we're going to see a Forge come down pretty shortly after. There it is, right after I say that.
Oh, look at you. Good call, good call.
Yeah, just keep it safe. You can get those upgrades out early if you need cannons, if you feel like that's important. Then
Yeah, well, if you're up against a really aggressive player like this and you know you're kind of better in the late game, you have the better macro, you just have to survive till then. And we all know that Classic loves to go into the late game with Protoss in this matchup. He's very, very comfortable there. He always tries for that. So why not play safe? Why not go for that Robo, go for that Forge? Get that nice early armor. Make it a little bit harder to get attacked on. Get some observers out.
Scan sees everything, so he knows he's up against a standard build. Doesn't have to be scared about oracles anymore.
We're going to see very fast Colossus again like we saw against Flash, I believe.
Yep.
Judging by the 2 early gases on the natural as well. Completely similar.
Really good scouting patterns just in case of oracles, even with the scan. He's got the watchtower, he's got a marine on the right side where the oracles would likely approach from. Very good control of the map.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's the Bay.
So same style that we saw in his match against Flash here. Let's hope skyhigH was watching it because this is going to come. This is going to be very, very important for him. He's going to be scouting down the third base of Classic here, looking for any sort of epic greed.
That's what he's searching for. Yeah, and the Twilight Council does come down now as well. All the tech patterns, or rather tech paths, have been connected. Classic scouts, the timing of the factory. Also want to check for any fast third. Uh-oh.
Ooh, committing to this, actually taking down the Mothership core here. There is a force field though, so he will be safe, but he will right-click down probes.
And targets a sentry.
Oh, I don't know about this.
And he doesn't have a force field because I don't know what that force field was supposed to be.
Whoa.
What was that force field supposed to be?
I think he was trying to deflect him from going to the probes here, but now he has to pull every single probe here while he focuses down the remaining Stalker. And every probe is off the mineral patch at this point. This is absolutely horrible for Classic.
I can't believe he pulled all the probes too, by the way. Like, he didn't even need that many.
Oh, is he going to kill this? He's got to kill the Stalker as well. Whoa.
Classic is on tilt.
Classic.
This is what I was saying, man.
Oh, man.
I said it in his game against Flash. He gets nervous. He goes on tilt. He gets stressed out. The force field that he put didn't even block those units. It was like on top of the Nexus.
I don't think he was thinking about. I don't think he was thinking this properly here. Like he's like, yeah, I'll defend the probes, but he's like, oh, now he can run up the ramp, and I only have 1 sentry.
You know why he didn't move his Mothership core back and why he reacted slowly there is because he was literally controlling his observer at that moment. He wasn't looking. That's what we saw. The observer was showing the observer. You could see that Classic had it selected then. And now this is a nasty place, man.
Stim is ready. Medivacs on the way. This is a horrible position here, and we're going to see no photon overcharge, I believe. We're going to have to get a look at the Mothership's energy, if there is a Mothership.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have one yet. I don't think he's rebuilt that. He lost that earlier, and I don't think he's had enough to afford it. Nope, he doesn't have one.
Yeah, that's actually a big mistake. But
even losing a gate is going to be annoying here.
Stim.
That Colossus makes us tougher.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that Colossi. Without that Colossi, though, the Stim commitment would have been such a good idea.
Yeah. And he gets the gate and gets out. And skyhigH getting into Classic's head a little bit here.
He's looking very, very good here. And when 2 more Medivacs are out, he can start dropping and start really picking apart Classic while he takes his third base.
His eBays are going to, I think just 1 eBay, but going to catch up on those upgrades. He's down for like a few more seconds. Still going to be behind, of course, with more Chrono Boost putting on that Forge too. He doesn't have any Vikings for a while either, so those Colossi are going to make drops a little bit tougher. He's going to have to find good angles to approach from and try to, either pick off a Colossus or get a few probes, get a pylon or 2. Just hope for Classic to miscontrol while he takes the third base back at home, while he's putting all this pressure on. He's going to be safe.
Here we go. Colossi's got to be careful. That Stim run at him will actually get it sniped. Not going to commit there.
Good control there. Just kind of baiting him out a little bit, then pulling back.
There is a good observer in position for this. Free Stalker out there.
Oh, this Colossus is exposed. He's a bit timid to attack. I don't think he could have quite gotten it.
The good thing is he doesn't have to do too much damage. He doesn't have to commit to too much here because he does have that third base going up.
Yeah, and he's got just a great lead in economy. He's got an army size that's massive.
He's up constantly like 10, 20 supply. Gets rid of the Observer at the front, which is going to do a lot of work for these attacks. And soon he's going to want to start making those Viking. Want to get that Viking production underway because he knows there's pretty much only a commitment to Colossi at this point. 2 on the map. But he's going to start adding in Widow Mines instead.
Yeah, there's those SCVs sliding in there. We've seen already that skyhigH loves his Widow Mines in the composition. You know, he really likes to go heavy on the Widow Mine. Keep that in his army. And even getting Ghosts out now, too. He's kind of being a jack of all trades here. He's going to sacrifice a larger army for this, but to build a later late-game composition that could deal with all sorts of armies. So he's going to have Ghosts and Vikings to deal with both forms of AoE. But this costs him a lot of resources, so he's not going to have as strong of a ground army. If he can get this snipe on this Nexus, though,
I think
and he will.
Wow.
Classic is just all over the place, but not where he needs to be.
Scan goes down here, and it's going to be a pincer move here.
Oh, my God.
I think this could be the end of it here.
He's going to do it. He's going to do it right now. Here we go. Stim in here. The Colossi have nowhere to run. Widowmine's coming down to help as well. That Nexus looks pretty sad there over on the right side. On his way out, he might try to force a cancel on it, but gets those Colossi for free, which now means he doesn't have to worry about as much Viking production. Widowmine's still around here.
He'll get wiped out, but yeah, great move there, getting rid of the Colossi, resetting the count, only 1 at the moment. And range only just finished as well for Colossus.
You know, that third base is still exposed. He has to babysit that, which opens up some more drop opportunities. I think at this point he's more content to just sit back. He is very behind in upgrades now because he just finished his armory.
Oh no, we just have an armory, okay. Alright, so I was going to suggest maybe there's going to be an SCV pull. He could. Because
if he didn't have the armory, it would be a perfect time, right?
Yeah.
With a 3 Ghosts. That's what we see all the time, that 3 Ghost pull. And you know what? With a double starport, he could still do it.
He could still do it for sure. He's going to have more than enough Vikings, plus these Ghosts, plus 2 on the way. Like, he doesn't have to there. Like, it is a big commitment. Like, and if it gets wiped out completely, like, you're in a bad position. But I don't think he's in any risk of that at this point.
Especially considering he's checking right now for Warp Prisms. I don't think he's going to do it. He scans twice. Wants to find out where that army is.
Knows exactly it. He sees everything here. 2 Colossi.
He might pull the SCVs after seeing this. Nah. He's just going to...
I don't even think he needs to, actually.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh. He's doing it.
Oh, okay.
He is doing it.
He's doing it from the third. The third only, actually.
Yeah. I like this because it gives him some flexibility. He saw the saturation on the third base, too. I like this a lot. I think this is really smart.
Yeah, well, it's like, okay, time to kill you, build. I'm up 30 supply. I have the composition advantage.
And you don't have Storm, and you don't have any High Templar.
Yeah.
And I have Ghosts. I don't know, man. Classic's going to be hard-pressed to hold this.
It's going to be so hard. Here we go.
He has a grand total of 1 sentry. Good luck. Guardian Shield goes up. Time Warps, where are they? There's none. And he's just forcing his way through here. Vikings make a quick work of the Colossi. Fights these 2 armies in 2 pieces. Rips them to shreds. And will win this game with a Viking land. Well...
Wow.
I mean, that's just how it is. He sees blood in the water, goes for it. Down on upgrades, doesn't matter.
Yeah, very, very impressive play from skyhigH. I'm really liking his style here in the game 3.
He's really playing a different style. He's changing it up. I like to see this a lot. And he's going to live to fight another day.
GG.
GG, and guess what, man?
We are going to see that
TVT.
Exactly as I predicted, Wolf. I knew it, man. I knew it.
Classic is out, though. And skyhigH, man, is able to dethrone him.
That is so interesting. Another underdog doing very, very well in this tournament, man. It seems like whoever laughs at the other player ends up getting their ass kicked by this player. Like, it's the trend of this tournament, I think.
Yeah, we're seeing that almost every time. Classic's on tilt. I have to say, like, I feel like he just really got affected, and he made some uncharacteristic mistakes.
Yeah.
Not to take anything away from skyhigH's play, I really thought it was very smart. He did everything correctly, but Classic gave him some extra opportunities that I feel like he really shouldn't have. He just made some mistakes here or there that were just unwarranted and uncharacteristic, like I said, of someone on Classic's level.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Game 2 was a bit of a shocker for him, as well as us.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
No, but it's so good to see another underdog cause some upsets, and now we get to see a TVT with a flash.
Yeah, we do, and that's going to be awesome. before we get to see that TVT, which, by the way, tell your friends about that TVT. It's going to be sick.
It's going to be a sick TVT.
We're going to have a commercial break, and then we're going to have Terran versus Terran and Underdog versus Flash.